Okay, so now let's talk about the update query in MongoDB. So before talking about update query, so I want to briefly mention about this. So we talked about the query in MongoDB, and query is basically a process of finding documents that satisfy certain condition. And query is used in many different operations in MongoDB. For example, in the read operation, update operation, delete operation. So we can have a find function, update function, remove function on MongoDB. So for find function and remove function, we specify query here. So we find the documents in this collection which satisfy this query. We remove documents from this collection that satisfy this query. And update function is just slightly more complex. In the update function, you specify a query. So find the documents you want to update from the collection, and you specify update rule, how you want to update. And then you specify option. So whether you want to update multiple documents or not, something like that. So this is a basic update function in MongoDB structure. So you specify query, like you find the documents with the name Claudia. It's exactly the same as what we did before. And then you specify how you want to update. So you update the document into like this. And then you specify the option. There are two options, multi and upsert. So if multi, if this is true, you allow multiple documents update. So multiple documents that satisfy all your query will be updated. If you specify multi as a first, only first matched document will be updated. Only first document that match with your query will be updated. And there's an upsert option. So upsert again, it can be true or it can be false. So if it's true, it means that if there's no match, it's possible you specify query here, but there's no match of that document in a collection. Then we insert this document you specify here. If upsert is false, and if there's no match, then just do nothing. You will not insert this document into the collection. So that's the main difference between these two options here. So basically, when you use update function in MongoDB, it will replace the original document into a new document. So it does a document replacement. So by default, the matched document will be replaced by a new document you specify. Where you specify new document? Here. You will specify new document here. So the document from the collection that match with your query will be updated into this one you specify. So you can try this. You can add this document into customer collection. So let me show you how this works. So I already have a customer collection here. So let me remove this first. Let me drop customer collection so that I have the clean document, the clean collection. And here I type db customer.insert and say that name, cloud, and friends. Leo and Catherine, something like this. And that's it. So if I run this query, one document will be added into customer collection. So I refresh, customer collection is here. If I click view documents, I can see that there's one document in the customer collection. So name, cloud, friends is a list of two elements, Leo and Patrick. So now what I want to do is this. Let's just say that I typed the name wrong. So the name should not be cloud. Name's wrong. Name should not be cloud. It should be Claudia. So I want to update name. And if I do db.customer and update the function, and if I say that find the documents with the name cloud, and if I say that update the name into Claudia, then this will not work as you expect. So what's happening? Let's just see. So if I perform this, and if I look at customer collection, then here, the name is updated into Claudia, but the French field disappeared. So French field doesn't exist anymore. So it's because of this. It's because of a document replacement. So we find by using this query, so we find this document and we update the document, we replace document with this one. It doesn't have any friend field. So this is changed into this. That's why we are missing friends field. So that's the basic update function in the MongoDB. So there are additional approaches you can utilize. So I'll not try this in the MongoDB. I just explain how this works. So to make it work, so basically if you only want to update this name field into Claudia, there are many different approaches you can take. One of the approaches is this. You can set up, make a new variable Claudia. Basically, you are using the JavaScript code. And in the Claudia variable, you find document name Cloud. So this document, you save it into Claudia variable. And then you use the update function, find this document from the collection and update the name into Claudia, and friends field, use what's saved here. So take this, saved here, and take this back to here like this. Then name will be changed into Claudia, and friends field will be used what's saved here, and we can bring it back. But this is not that actually good approach. It will work. However, the problem is this. In this case, we only have one friends field. But what if there are multiple fields? Then we have to specify all that manually here. So it's not efficient approach in terms of coding. So it's not a good approach. So we go to the next one. So this is another approach you can take. So again, in the variable Claudia, you save this document, refine it by using name Cloud, and save it here. And then in this document, we change the name into Claudia. So name field, we change this into Claudia. So it works. And then using the update function, we find this document in a collection and we update into this updated variable we have. This is another way you can do. It will work. Still, it is not a good approach. One reason is this. To update one information, you are now sending two query to the database system. So you send this query to find and retrieve cloud information and save it here. And then you use update query to finally update the information. So you have to send the two requests to the database to update one information. So the best way to do this is making sure that you only use one query. So you send only one request to the database. So in MongoDB, in this case, you can use this set operator. We call also this as a modifier because you use this set operator to modify a certain portion of a document. So you can using modifier, you can update certain portion of a document. The syntax is this. You use a set operator, you specify a field you want to update, and you specify a value you want to update into. And if you don't have this field inside the document, this field will be newly created. So you can use the set operator to create new field or update the existing field. So in this case, if you simply want to change Cloud into Claudia, then you can use a set operator like this. You can use set operator, and you can say that name, I want to change into Claudia, like this. Then it will work. Just using this one query, you are able to update information stored in a field. So this is the most preferred approach if you just want to update a certain value inside a document from your collection. Also, by using this, you can make an embedded document too. So for example, if you specify a certain field dot another field like this, then basically this new field will be created as a sub document. So you can try this later. I just show you how this works, and then later you can try and see how it actually works in your MongoDB. So let's say that on the Claudia document, we want to find that and we want to add the phone numbers for that person. Then we can use set operator. How we can do? Just simply like this. So find document with the name Claudia, and then on the update rule, we can specify set operator, and then phone field and the home subfield can be set as this, something like this, and also phone field dot work can be set as this. So if you perform this query, what's happening is this. So currently in the Claudia document, we don't have any phone number field. So phone number field will be created. And inside the phone number field, because we say phone.home, home field will be created as an embedded document. And also work field will be created and added inside the embedded document. And then this will be value in the field. So you can try this later by yourself and see how it works. So this is basically another example of creating a new field by using the set operator. And another operator you can utilize is the inc operator. Basically, it's an increase. So if you have the field that has a number, then you can use the increase operator to increase the number by a certain amount. So first of all, you can test using this. You can try this by yourself later. Or actually for this, I can just show you. It's really simple. So here we can type db.customer.update. And we can first find document with the name Claudia. And then we can use the set operator to make a new field points and initialize it with 0 like this. So if I perform this, okay, let me see. I think there's a typo, probably. Claudia. So I made a typo there. So Claudia. And if I perform this here, okay, now it shows correct information. One record is updated. So now if I view documents again on the customer collection, I can see that there's a points field made for the Claudia here. So points is set as 0.00. So here, if I type this, so if I want to increase this number by 100, then we can simply use the increase operator. So something like this. So we can specify increase operator and what we want to increase, points field by 100, like this. So we can try this here in the MongoDB, db.customer update. Name Claudia, because I made a typo earlier. And then I can use inc operator to increase points field by 100, like this. If I perform this query, okay, it's updated. And if I look at the customer collection again, I can see that the points is now increased into 100, not 0 anymore. So that's how you can utilize this inc operator. There's also onset operator, so you can try this by yourself later. Basically, it's removing the existing field. So you can specify onset operator field name, which you want to remove from document, and specify 1 to remove it. So if I want to remove the points field, which we just created earlier, then we can use onset operator points field should be removed, like this. So this modifier, you can also use it on the list and the list data type. So there is a push operator. So you can use the push operator. You can specify the field that contains a list data type, and you can specify an element. Then this element will be added into the list field you specify here. So you can insert an element into the list by using push operator. Oh, so it doesn't mean anything actually. So it's just because of the MongoDB structure. When you design a query, you have to always have a field here, and you always have to value here. So MongoDB just made that when you use onset operator, so when you use onset operator, when you specify field you want to remove here, so for the value, you have to always put 1. So that's just one of the rule, yeah, they made. So it doesn't mean really anything here. Okay, so the push operator is this. So if you use this push operator, this element will be added into the list. So let's say that this customer makes a comment. So in the customer collection, we have the Claudia, and the Claudia makes a comment about the company or the product. Then we want to add into a comment field. And we can use the push operator in this case. So basically we can do something like this. We can have push operator and comments. Great. Something like this. Then this great string element will be added into comments as an element in the list. Again, if she makes another comment, again, we can use a push operator one more time. And into the comments field. Something like very good. This can be added again. So this is very simple. So we can just try here. So something like this, db.customer.update. And then we can find document with the name Claudia. And we can use push operator to add something inside the comments field, something like a great. Here, another comment, something like very good. So if I perform this to update query, okay, it's performed correctly. And if I open customer collection, I can see that now comments field is created and there are 2 elements. And here first, great, and then very good. Those are added correctly by using push operator. So that's what we can see here. But it's possible you may want to add multiple elements at just one time. Then you can also use each operator together with the push operator. So if you use each operator and if you specify a list of elements, then the operator before each will be iterated over multiple elements in a list. So basically, in this case, if you want to add 2 comments at the same time into a comments list, then you can specify the code like this. So something like this. Push operator to add element into the list and specify comments. So basically it's the field that contains your list. And then you can specify each operator and you can specify a list of the comments you want to add, like okay, so something like this. Then each operator will iterate over each element. So first of all, for this element, we add it into comments using push operator. And for the second element, we add it into comments using push operator like this. So this will also work well if we try here. So in this case, here we use push operator. And on the comments part, we have each operator to iterate over multiple elements. like this. Then if I perform this query, so it's performed. And if I go here and if I play again, then I can see that OK and so are added here correctly using the push and each operator together. Okay, so here is some of the exercise. So again, I'll just show you the solution and explain how it works. And you can try typing this later on your PC after the class. So what we want to do is this. So first of all, we want to prepare this data set, the simple data set. Basically, we make employee collection. And inside the employee collection, we add 3 documents. So first document, the name is Tom, visited, is a list of 2 elements, US and Japan. So basically, it represents the Tom's information and where Tom visited. So Tom visited US and Japan. And second document name is Jane. Jane visited Korea, Hong Kong. Third document name is Bob. Bob visited Singapore, only like this. So we have a name, which is a text value. We have a visited field, which contains a list of elements. So let's assume here that all the employees recently visited Hong Kong for a business trip. So company wants to add Hong Kong into this visited list field. However, some employee already have a Hong Kong here. Then we don't need to add another Hong Kong there because it's already there. So we want to do that by making a query here. So what we can do here is this. In this situation, we can use the update query. So db, the employee collection dot update function. And first of all, we don't need to update the entire document. We only need to update when there is no Hong Kong in the visited list. So we find that. So for example, we design query to check visited country list, and we use not in operator to make sure that visited list doesn't contain Hong Kong. So we design query here to select this one and this one. And if there's no Hong Kong in the visited list, we add Hong Kong. So we use push operator, and on the visited field, we add Hong Kong value, Hong Kong element there. And we specify option here. Option multi should be set as true because we have to update many employee documents. And then that's it. So this will solve this question using update query, basically. So I upload this slide later on the Blackboard, so you can try this by yourself. But there are better operator you can utilize in this kind of situation. The operator called the SaddToSet operator exists here. So if you are familiar with the programming language like Python, then probably you know about the difference between set and the list. So basically, list is a list of any element. So it can be A, B, B, C, something like that. And set is similar to list, but it doesn't allow duplicate. So if this is a list, if we change this list into set, it becomes A, and A is already here, so we don't add. And B is already here, so we don't add again. C, like this. So basically, that's the difference. List is a data type with an element, with many elements. And set is a data type with elements where there's no duplicate. So in MongoDB, we have this SaddToSet operator. So if you use that, either add this element into the list only when the element doesn't already exist. So for the exercise 1, we can actually use the SaddToSet operator, and we can simply select all the documents, and for every document, we use SaddToSet operator, and in the visited field, we add Hong Kong. Like this. And the multi option is true. And then this SaddToSet operator will add this Hong Kong into visited field only when Hong Kong is not there already. Okay, so that's the SaddToSet operator. Another operator you can utilize on the list data type is pop operator, pull operator. So this is also, if you are familiar with the programming language, you probably already know this. It's exactly the same thing. If you use a pop operator, you can remove the first or last element from the list. You can specify -1 to remove the first, specify 1 to remove the last element from the list. Pull operator, when you want to remove a specific element from the list, you can use a pull operator. You can specify pull, list field, and element you want to remove. Then this element you specify here will be removed from the list. So from the earlier data set, let's just think about this exercise 2. We want to remove the first element of visited list for every employee. Then we can design this query. So db the employee. Again, you can try this later. Just for time concern, I'll just show you the solution. So I can use update function for every employee. So select every document, use the pop operator and visited field -1 to remove the first element from the visited field list, and then close it like this. And then multi option should be true because I want to do that for everyone across multiple documents. So that's it. We can use pop operator to remove first element from the list. Second one, let's remove Hong Kong from the visited list for employee Jane. So we found out later, actually Jane never went to Hong Kong. So we want to remove Hong Kong from the visited list, then we can use pull operator in this case. So again, db employee update function. And we only want to do that for Jane. So we have to make a query that find document name with Jane. For Jane, we want to use pull operator to remove from visited list. What we want to remove is Hong Kong. Like this, and then close the function like this. So that will be the sample solution for this exercise 2. So again, I upload this later, so you can try this by yourself and see how it works.